hear a motion to go back into regular board session? Ms. Hare, second, Ms. Lockwood, all in favor? Unanimous. Public participation is next, and I'm going to, before we get anyone up here to participate, I want to remind everyone, folks, we will have no personal attacks. I'm sorry, there won't be. If that starts, if a name is called, I will gavel you out of order. And if I do that a second time, I will ask that you be removed. Don't expect that from any of you. But we are going to be civil. We are a civil people, and we need to act like a civil people. Having said that, the public may address the Board of Education concerning issues other than specific student or individual matters. To participate, as you know, you have to sign up by 5:30. The time limit is 3 minutes. You will be notified when that 3 minutes is up, unless somebody is in the middle of a sentence. Then I'll let her finish that sentence, but then your time would be up. No speaker shall indulge in personal attacks while speaking. All comments are to be addressed directly to the Board of Education. Personnel concerns may be addressed in writing by any of you by sending that to the superintendent or to myself, and the concerns will be addressed if you do that. Anything else we need to add? First person on the list is Greg 3. Mr. 3.
Mr. Chairman, my name's Gary Reader. I'm also on the agenda for public participation, and I'd just like to notify you, I've decided to not participate tonight, but I'd like to concede my time to Greg 3.
No, will not allow it. Sorry, can't do that because
We've done it in the past.
Mr. Chairman.
we would allow time if a speaker has started to someone else. They could yield some of their time. But as far as just said, no, I'm going to let one person speak 6 minutes now. Mr. Reed.
All right, well, precedent was set on that on September the 17th, 2017. And I would ask that the board continue that precedent that was set then.
If you will address that to me or the superintendent, we will take it into consideration as a board.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, I'm requesting that additional time that's been yielded then.
Denied. Unless Mr. Ritter, unless he starts his presentation and then wants to yield time other than that.
Okay. I see my time's already started and I haven't started speaking yet.
Okay, the time will start. Zero. Let us know when you're ready.
Presidential Medal of Freedom recipient Maya Angelou is quoted as saying, "When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time." Superintendent Waters has shown us many times, and I think it's time that we start believing him. I stand tonight in part because of the recent revelations of the actions of Dr. Waters, specifically the hiring of his wife in the classroom.
Listen, please stop the time. Please, we will not address people by name. If you want to say superintendent, fine, but we're not going to have a name quoted. Thank you. Continue.
Of this hire for a classroom position when the certificate had been revoked, for recommending a state nepotism policy be adopted that would have prevented the said hiring only 2 weeks before the hire took place, the alteration of documents for an open records request, and most recently, the signing off of pursuing lifetime and life-altering criminal charges against a 16-year-old autistic SPED student following a bus incident when the student has a well-documented medical condition. These issues and others that are yet to be revealed have served to bring to the public's attention his questionable ethics and render him unfit to lead as superintendent. Sadly, Dr. Waters is not in this alone. Recently, while on a family vacation, we chose to do a mountain trail ride on horseback. Loving photography, I took my camera along, and at one point, I wanted to capture my surroundings. So I laid the reins over the saddle horn and began snapping pictures. When the horse realized that I'd laid the reins down, he began to lunge forward and buck, and this foolish act nearly landed me on the ground. Board members, you made that same foolish mistake by dropping the reins and allowing the superintendent to run free and unfettered. British statesman Edmund Burke said, "All that's necessary for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing." Board members, that's pretty much what you've done where the superintendent's concerned. You've done nothing. It's past time for you to step up and fulfill the role for which your constituents have sent you. On behalf of myself and many concerned citizens, I'm asking that you enter again tonight into executive session and ask for the immediate resignation of Dr. Waters as superintendent. I accompany this request with a
Time
petition.
is up, Mr. Three. That's the second time we addressed someone by name, of which I specifically said we would not. Thank you, sir.
You're not supposed to censor people based on content. The Attorney General and the courts have said you cannot censor based on content. I can show you the legal opinions.
Not interested, show me after the meeting.
Well, it'll be too late, another lawsuit on the way.
Mr. Reader, do you still want to speak?
No, sir, y'all don't want me to speak.
The next person on the list is Janie Richards.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to present this petition to you, signed by 429 individuals in the county requesting the resignation of Dr. Waters.
I'm a previous student at this school. My children, previous students. The reason I left, I recently come back. Just want to get it up top. The reason I left this county was because of the Board of Education and the pitiful, sad education that my children were receiving. I'm not speaking about the teachers. There are some wonderful teachers. One teacher who's no longer here because she got fed up as well. Her name was Lisa Tyler. My child was in this school right here. She was in 7th grade before Miss Lisa Tyler said, "If you give me your lunch,
Please
and you
refrain
give me
from
your
names,
breaks,
even though you
I
are
will
not
teach my
the
child or your child to read." She gave up her time to teach my child to read in the 7th grade, something somebody should have long since helped me with. But, and I've learned from experience, the best way to predict the future is by studying the past, which is what brings me to this meeting. The superintendent has proven time and again he has no qualms about bending or breaking the rules in order to get what he wants, as was proven in the recent nepotism scandal. Special needs children in some cases, in many cases, my nephew being one of them, and my brother and my daughter, are ignored, neglected, and even punished for their special needs. I know more than one student that this has happened to. Superintendent seems to believe he doesn't need to make himself available to parents, as often he doesn't return calls in a timely manner, if at all. My niece called him time and time again last year. He has yet to return that phone call. Quite frankly, he should be ashamed of the way he handled the recent situation with the special needs child on the school bus, especially with his past, and I'll leave it at that. But somehow he now sits in judgment of a special needs child that has, like Mr. Threek said, it was well documented. This child has had special needs his entire life. He's been ignored, hasn't been given the education that tax dollars pay for. And now he's gonna be punished because the superintendent, who found himself in a similar situation not too long ago, but was able to get himself out of it somehow. But this child's life is about to be ruined. And it's not fair to these special needs children. It's not fair, and it's time for changes. And I personally am asking for his resignation for the sake of the children in this community. They deserve an education, and our tax dollars pay for the education that they are not getting. Thank you very much.
Madam Chair.
Ms. Richardson,
Yes, sir.
based upon the concerns you have set forth, would you please put your concerns in writing, furnish me a copy of this and the superintendent?
Yes, sir, I will, but will it be a waste of my time, as it has been a waste of my sister's time and my niece's time in begging Mr. Waters to call and contact her over my nephew, my great nephew, who has an IEP. He also has doctor's notes,
We'll need these things
and he's been
in
ignored for years.
writing.
So am I gonna be wasting my time is my question.
Put them in writing and send them to me, send the superintendent a copy of it. The board, I can assure you, will address your concerns.
Okay, will they do something about it?
Well, I can't say we will do what you do or do not want, but
Because
yes,
this has
the
been
board,
going on
I
for
think,
40
is pretty
years.
level-headed, and I do think that they will listen to what your concerns are, and I think
And
they
see,
have
I
to.
think the parents, and grandparents and aunts and uncles, we need more than listening. We need action for these children, because these children are being failed.
Okay,
in this school
we just need it in writing, Ms. Richardson, I appreciate that. I believe the next person on the list is Robert Hodgson.
Could do a lot of paraphrasing because of what Mr. Lynn said. One big concern we got is if our kids do wrong, they have consequences in the classroom with the teachers or whatever. Now we have a consequence with the superintendent and the board members. You guys should be held accountable for not doing your jobs with what's going on at the school, at the county office. I've emailed y'all, never got one email back except for you. I got one today. Said you didn't get the first 2 or 3 I sent out, but you got the one I sent today. There's no accountability at y'all's level, but you want our kids held accountable when they do something wrong. So therefore, you all need to be held accountable. And I'm asking for the resignation of the superintendent of Evans County School System. Thank you. I forward my time to the next person speaking if they'd like it.
Sir.
I'll give my remainder of my time. I think I had 2 minutes left. They just started to talk over again for us.
The next speaker is Neil Hammond, and Mr. Hammond, you will be allowed 5 minutes. Is that who you are yielding to, Mr. Hammond? Yes. I'm just trying to find out.
Evans County Board of Education, thank you for letting me come tonight to have the opportunity to express my observations for tonight and the past few months. I asked the Evans County Chamber of Commerce what people look at and what businesses look at to come to Evans County. The top 2 things were K-12 schools and a sense of community. People learn about our schools through local media. What is it that you want to see on the front page? What do you want to see on TV? What do you want to see on Facebook? I ask you, the citizens of Evans County, what are you doing to promote positive relationships in our community? You don't have to have children to go to school. Do you volunteer to read to kids at schools? Do you volunteer to get supplies and go to work at the back to school bash? Do you volunteer to work at Special Olympics? Do you volunteer to work at concession stand or the booster club? Do you pray for our kids? Do you walk around the schools? Do you actually sit down and take teachers by name and by kids and to promote their well-being? Is the only time you come to the board office to complain or have a compliment? What image do you leave with people when you are talking to them about our school system? The Ellis County school system has put many new things into place. Dual enrollment. They had open house tonight for Coastal Plains Academy for after school people that work during the day, so they get education from 4 o'clock to 9 o'clock. We started Ellis County Christian Leadership, so we do have Bible classes in school. All because of what this board is doing. We have a 93% graduation rate. That's pretty doggone good. What we need to actively do is be positive in our school system. A little story that I will remind you, some of you may or may not have heard of. There was a little boy on the beach, and he was walking by and picking up starfish, and he was throwing them back in the ocean. A guy came walking by and said, "Son, what are you doing?" I said, "You can't make a difference. Look how many we have." He says, "I can make a difference in this one." What are we doing to make a difference in this one? Students are not starfish, but they deserve a chance. Everything can't be done at once. Dr. Perry McNeil of the historic Mount Pleasant Baptist Church asked me one time when I was becoming principal of one of the schools in Claxton. He said, "Neil, are you on a mission or you just want a position?" Tonight, are we on a mission or do we want a position in the media spotlight? No one's perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. We've had enough.
Excuse me. Shouldn't we make mistakes when you're on the board, not us? He's supposed to be addressing the board. That's the rules. Am I wrong? Is that what you told the rest of us? He's supposed to be addressing the board, not us.
Ma'am, I said, everyone makes mistakes, and I pointed to myself.
But we didn't talk
Ma'am,
about
ma'am.
our children.
We're going to get into a
I'm not doing that.
spraying match in here.
I'm not screaming, I'm just saying what's fair for us should be fair for him.
We are not going to address the speaker
We
while
got
he is.
gathered because we called his
Would you
name.
please remove the lady?
You don't have to remove me. I know numbers in Atlanta, and this is not over. I promise you, these kids deserve an education, and they're gonna get one.
Getting back to, this close to finishing up. No one's perfect. Everyone makes mistakes. We've had enough negative publicity. I know the board, you have had enough negative publicity. I know the superintendent has had enough negative publicity. One thing I want to leave you with is this. Instead of showing people the gate, why don't we try mending the fence? I thank you for your